Wow, good morning, definitely morning, everybody. I am coming in live today to do one more rock for the week theme of hearts. Don't worry, this probably won't be my last heart because I love to do hearts. I love everything about them. I think there's no time of year that's incorrect to be making hearts and placing them around. This is the last one of the rock that I'm guaranteeing to do a live on. We're going to recreate something similar to this heart here on our rock, but today I'm going to switch up our colors just a little bit and go with a pastel theme because I went back just the other day. We did this style of rock. Well, I went back and did another one of those using my pastel colors, and it turned out so cute. I love the colors together. It's like a pastel rainbow. So I'm going to use these colors today to recreate this one. So the first thing I did is I created a heart. I showed this process, so I wasn't going to make you watch again, but I like to use Post-its because then you've got that one spot that will stick, you know, to kind of help keep your place. You fold it in half, obviously, cut it out. And we're just going to start in the tip and work our way outwards on our rock. And I'm going to need a little bit more space. I like to try to keep these usually so you have an idea of when people are coming in later. I'm going to move this on this side so I can see what I'm doing. And we got to kind of falls a little bit. So I've got a little rock there propping it up. So I've just got my extra fine tip black marker, and we're going to do all of our layers and then we'll start filling it in. So I've got you guys pulled up on the computer here now. So if there's any comments, I'll try to catch them. And let's get started. So basically you want to do a radial style design. So let me see if I can even hold this up here a little closer for you. So we're just going to start by giving ourselves an arch. It's a great way to start. And these can be intimidating to do, like a mandala type thing. Inside a heart, it's a little bit easier. You don't have to worry about having a perfect circle. And you just start doing layers, okay? So I'm going to do a stripe to start, like this, so that we can fill that in. Now, anytime you're going to do like maybe a scallop type edge or points or petals or something along those lines, a good trick or rule of thumb, I'm trying to even out my line here. If you mess up your line, make it thicker. It's an easy way to kind of fix it. A good trick is to find the center of what you're going to use first and then break your space by halves. So there's your center. So let's break the left side in half with a scallop, and then we'll break the right side in half with a little scallop, like so, and then you're going to fill in your spaces in between. And this will just kind of help you keep an even design as you're working on your rock. And since we're going to fill them in, it's okay. See, like this one, you want your outside edges to match more necessarily than the inside edges because we're going to color these in with our markers or our paint pens. So if it's filled in a little bit more than you like, that's fine. Worry more about the outside edge than the inside edge. So once we've got that, we're going to go ahead and do another layer. Now, another little tip, I like to know where I need to end. It kind of helps me make my curve. So I'm going to start here and think, I'm going to go about this far up. Okay, now I want to kind of eyeball and gauge that should land about here, and it kind of gives you an end spot to get to. It's to visually kind of keep that curve is easier if you know where you're trying to land. So there we go, like that. And I love how this little stripe area looks on this, so we're going to do one like that. So we're going to go up a little ways and we're going to do the same thing about there. And we're going to visually, I mean, if you want to get really accurate, of course, you could measure these kind of things, but I don't think that's necessary. I think you can get a pretty good gauge this way. And the closer you get, you kind of see yourself be able to bend and turn so that you're going to land where you need to land. And we're going to use the same technique that we used for the scallops down here to kind of try to evenly space our lines. So we'll start right in the middle with a line, like so. Then we'll break each side in half. And you want to kind of make a point like you're going to the bottom of your heart. That will kind of help you get your angle. If you can visualize if you were going to draw a straight line all the way to the bottom. Now we can break each of these in half, like so. And you could go down as small of lines as you want to. I'm going to actually break each of these in half one more time since I'm going to be doing all the colors of the pastel rainbow. I want to make sure I have enough space to kind of get a few layers of those colors. So I'm going to go in and split each of these in half one more time. There we go, just like that. Okay, so we've got that layer down. Now I'm not going to go exactly the same as I did on this rock because, you know, each rock is unique in its own. I might look at that for inspiration from time to time for ideas of what to do on the different levels. But it doesn't need to be an exact replica. Just like when you do your rock, you don't have to do the exact same thing as I'm doing here. This is just more for inspiration, to get you inspired. So I want to go ahead and I'm going to do some big points, kind of like make it almost look like a crown. So I'm going to start right in the middle again and do a line down. And see, we did have a line here. So we know that's about the center, right? So I'm going to do some big points. So we're going to go about that far up. And let's do one. I think I want to do 3, maybe. We'll do one over here. I think this one was about halfway. Okay. Now I'm going to, since I have these lines here underneath, it's a great way for me to kind of eyeball, see? So if I'm going to make these into points, I can go, okay, so I want to land here. If you give yourself a place you're trying to land, you're much more likely to create a nice straight line. Just like when you're walking at a balance beam and they tell you to look at the end of the balance beam. It's because if you know where you're going, sorry, I'll get a little closer here. If you know where you're going, you're more likely going to get there in a straight line. Okay, and just based on the way that these were going, my last tip would probably be about here. So we'll go ahead and add that one. And same with on this side. I'd have one, I don't think it'd be quite on the line, so we're going to move it in just a little bit. I think we're going to fudge this one just a little bit, like that. There we go. Now I want to add some stripes this way, just on half of these. So I'm just going to start at the base and work my way to the tip on the right hand side of each of these. And if you're working directly on a rock, you can leave exposed rock on these. I think it looks really neat to leave exposed rock behind. But you could also color the entire thing in if you wanted to. For some reason, I'm not seeing anything on my computer screen. I'm going to refresh my screen here again. So if I'm missing any of your comments, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm not seeing them on my phone today. Facebook has been a little wonky the past couple days with me. Oh, here, see? I am seeing comments now that I hit refresh. Celeste, these are Posca pens. They're paint pens. They're water-based paint pens. Most of the craft stores don't keep them in supply. I have to order mine on Amazon. I did leave a link. I left a link to these ones that I'm going to be using to color them in above. But once you hit that link, you'll see suggested stuff, and they'll have, like, this is considered a 1M or extra fine tip. This one is one I use this pen probably more than any other pen that I have. Okay, we're going to do our same trick here. And we are getting a little bit wider. So if you're getting a wider point of your design, you can also add yourself a line in the middle. See, so kind of look, okay, so we're up about this far from the point or this far from the tip. So maybe we can add ourselves a little almost anchor to hit in the middle, right about there, okay? So that will kind of break your curve up a little bit more. Give yourself kind of a point in the middle to reach before you curve all the way around to your other side, like so. Okay. Hi, Christine. Hi, Chris. You can't watch, go to work. Chris, you can always catch the replay. Thanks for stopping in for a second and saying hi. And hi, Mary from Maine. Now your comments are finally popping in. I'm not sure why they weren't showing up before. Okay, we're gonna do some, I love these little growing hearts. So we're gonna do a few growing hearts on here. So I wanna do one kind of where it would land off the tip of each of these. Actually, let's break it up. We'll do them in between these tips. So we'll do one about here and one about here. I got a little rough spot on my rock here. So when you have rough spots on your rock, I say this all the time if you're using your paint pens, a light touch goes a long way so you don't splatter. You can always go over the paint again, especially if you're working right on your rock. When it splatters, you can't fix your mistake quite as easily as if there's a background on it. So we're gonna add a little heart on the tip of each of these, like so. And again, you want your outline of these hearts to be nice. So if you mess up, feel free to reshape your heart so that you like the shape of your heart. We're gonna fill them all in. So if the inside's messy because you had to reshape it, that's totally fine. You want that outside edge to be the way you like it. There we go. And let's add in a few little almost petals. These are like my little heart flowers. See here, we got a really bumpy spot here, so just a very light touch. See, and you can kind of get in there, but see, there's a huge indent in my rock there. Well, you can make it work. Really light touch. Okay. Like so. And then I do have, instead of trying to make circles, you can make dots if it's hard for you to make a circle at the tip. You know, I kind of just do 2 little half circles and let them connect. But see, in that little indent, that's gonna be impossible. So it's a dot, but once it's dry, we'll be able to go right over the top of it with our other color, so don't worry about that. If you can't do itty bitty circles like this, just make a black dot and then we'll go over it with colored dot. Okay, like so. Let's see here. I feel like there needs to be something in between here. Oh, we did do something in between down here. So let's go ahead and do that here. I must have felt the same way last time. So we're going to do just like a little piece in between each of these. To break up. Ooh, this one's a little bit closer together, but we'll get it in there. Maybe there was one coming around the corner here. Just didn't quite make it. There we go. Now, this looks a little boring right here to me, so I'm going to add another little line here so that we can add a stripe of color. And I already know I want this stripe of color to be green. It's funny how things kind of pop out to you. It'll be like a little strip of land. Just going to go along like that. And let's have something. We're gonna have something drip down or droop down from there, but I'm not quite sure what yet, so we'll leave it for now. I do want to have a few things coming down from the top as well here. So we're gonna go along here, and I see some comments popping up. Oh, thank you, Celeste. Hey, Chris, thank you. I'm glad they enjoy watching. You know, I got into painting rocks because of my daughter. We do a lot of hiding rocks around town. So that's what started the whole thing of rock painting for me. I'd obviously painted some rocks as a kid when I was much, much younger. But as far as, painting rocks as a hobby and doing these live videos, it's all because we started rock hunting and painting for our local area. And I'm just putting these triangles in on the top here, guys. And it's fun to hide them around town. I love seeing the pictures of the kids that find the rocks. People ask me all the time what I do with my rocks, and I just hide them around the area. If I didn't hide my rocks, I always joke I would be swimming in rocks by now. I mean, literally swimming in rocks. They would be everywhere. Sometimes I feel like I am anyways, because I usually wait until I have a good batch, and then we go out and we hide them all. I usually spray a lot of mine in batches too. One of these days I will hop on and do a live while I'm sealing some rocks. All right, we've got our points there. Let's see here. Let's add, we're going to do another layer inside of these so we can add a little pop of color inside. That one might be a little tight. Like so. All right, I really really want to start adding some color to this because it's really going to be a lot of fun. I think I'm going to start adding color before I decide what I'm going to do in here. Maybe once I start adding color, it'll kind of come to me. Sometimes that's the way rocks really work. Hi Karen, hi Heather. Yeah, Heather, they're great. I love these pens for so many reasons. People ask me, you know, if this is all I use. It's not all I use, but I use these probably 90% of the time just because when I get off my videos with y'all, I put my caps on and I've officially cleaned up. Like, you don't have to rinse, you know, palettes and brushes and things like that. So it's really, really nice. So I'm just going to start blocking in some coloring here. I'm going to kind of work my way through my rainbow. Remember how I said I wanted that one strip to be green? We'll see if we land there. We might have to force it. That's maybe what we'll decide to do underneath here so that I can have green. So if I work backwards, it'd be green, yellow, orange, red. Yeah, see, that's not gonna work. We gotta go all the way through the rainbow before we get there. So we will. We'll make it work. I think I just bumped the camera. I apologize for that. So we're just gonna start adding these colors in. Excuse me. Okay. So make sure I have the right one. Yep, this one's kind of the orangish. Now these ones are not extra fine. These are just fine tip. If you buy the big pack of extra fine tips that I've left in the link above, I believe you get these with that. So when I bought mine, they didn't come with it. So let's go. We're gonna do yellow and green in these little scallops here. Maybe even, yeah, we'll do yellow green. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So with these, we'll just almost leave a little dot. And remember how I told you to make the outside of your shape match? See, like this one, there's a hole in my rock right there. So, but now when we go to add our color in, we'll fix that right up. You'll never know that that was a mistake in there. See? You can still see the indent of the rock a little. And then I'm going with some green. I love this green. It's kind of an aqua teal color. This is a really pretty set. I'm excited to do a lot of spring, Easter style rocks with it. All right, so if I do blue and purple stripes here, red, orange, red and orange. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to work my way to getting green for my stripe. So we're gonna do, I'm gonna do purple and blue in these. Nope. You guys, I'm so indecisive. See, this is what I do. See, you're catching live. See, I don't plan these rocks ahead. I do them live with you guys. So feel free to like stop and think. What do you want your rock to look like? I want to do the whole, I want all the colors of the rainbow right here in this stripe spot. So I'm going to go for it. So sorry, you have to watch my indecisiveness here. But that's what makes these lives fun. You can kind of see the whole process. No editing. There we go. Once I get these all open, I'll be able to just kind of pick them all up. I'll go back and forth. Okay, so back to red. Purple. Keep saying the rainbow song in my head over and over again right now. There we go. And the good thing is if you do mess up when you're doing this, just let it dry and then you can go back over the color. Like if you get out of order or you decide to change your mind halfway through what you're doing, Also, don't worry if you end up going over your black line a little bit. It's okay. I like to go back after we're all done. I touch up any colored spots that I feel like I missed, or any black lines that got drawn over just a little bit more than I'd like. You just go back over with it once everything's dry, which doesn't take long. These dry very fast. Green and yellow. There we go. Now you know what that made me want to do, just because you'll learn you guys see my little crazy moments, I guess, a little bit. Now I want the whole rainbow before that, so what we're going to do, and I told you, kind of create, when you start putting your colors in, you'll start to see things you'll want to do. I'm going to add just a few little dots in here so I can add some blue and purple dots in between here. So we're going to just do maybe 4. Let's see here, let's start. Here's the middle. I'm going to alter right off the center a little bit. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll go back in and add blue and purple dots to that. Chris and Teresa, these are Posca paint pens. And the ones that I'm using, I think they're considered natural colors. I have them linked in the post above. If you want to go and check them out. They're kind of like a nice little pastel set. It comes in a set. There's actually 7 in the set. There's an actual pale pink as well. It's a little bit lighter, but it doesn't fit in my rainbow theme today, so that's why I'm not using it. So let's start here. I'm going to do red here. We'll do the outside, and then we're going to do stripes, and then I know I'm going to add in something underneath that line to do my yellow. So we're going to do orange in the side stripes of this. There we go. I should just leave all my caps off. It's not like they're going to dry up that fast. All right, we're going to do every other stripe here because I like leaving some of that bare rock. And like I said, I'm going to go back in with my black pen later because these ones are a little bit thicker than the extra fine. That's just fine. I'd rather have a lot of color in there and go back with my black line again. Even right there, there's a little spots. Okay. And we got to add something underneath here for our yellow. So we're just going to do maybe little dangles. You guys know I love to do dangles, right? So let's just do a little double drop dangle underneath each of these flowers, our heart flowers. And those will be our yellow for the layer. Okay, once those dry, we'll go back with our yellow and add to that. Chris, they're not watercolors. They are water-based paint, but they're not watercolors. They're really, really fun. They work great for rocks. They come in lots of colors, lots of different size tips. The fine point tips are great because you can actually flip them once if if you work primarily on rocks. I haven't had any issues with the tips on mine yet, but I guess over time people have said that they can wear out, but they come right out like this. See? And then the other side has another tip. You can just flip it over. Okay, so let's see here. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. I want my hearts to be purple, so we'll make our dots below the hearts blue. So let's go blue here. And so for these dots, sorry, I got a puppy hair on my pen. So for these dots, just kind of press in one spot. Don't actually click your pen, just kind of dot it right in there. There we go. Just like that. And it goes right on top of that black. And we got our purple here to do our hearts. Now when I color in hearts, I always start with a V, and you'd be amazed how well that just works. You don't worry about really getting that arch in there. Just do a V in your small heart. You more define your heart with your black line than anything. So you can go back with your black if you need to give it more shape. Am I still in frame here, guys? Sorry. Trying to do better today. I was off the other day quite a bit. I rewatched my video and I was, kept drifting. Okay. Let's go back. Oh, let's do our purple and blue dots down here. I got these out and open. There's purple. Blue. Okay, and then we need our yellow for those ones there, and then we'll finish up the top here. We're getting pretty close. Teresa, okay, so here's the thing with whether or not they're refillable. On the Posca website, they say no. However, if you look on YouTube and things like that, there are people that refill them. I haven't had one run out yet on me, so I haven't had the chance to try to refill them yet. So I'm not 100% sure how I'll like the consistency of the paint if I refill them. So, but I haven't had any run out. So, and I use them. I mean, I use this one a lot. I mean, you guys have seen me use it quite a bit in these videos. I've never refilled that one. So I will try to give it a go to see if it's worth it to try to refill them. I know you can get sets of the colors, like the blacks, that you might use more of the paint. I know you can get sets of those, of like 3 at a time. Sorry, another little puppy hair there. And by puppy, I mean large dog. All right, so we've got red, orange, yellow. I don't think we're gonna make it all the way through the rest of the colors here, but we'll do some green, blue. We're only one off. So we gotta add something, huh? Let's see here, let's add a little, maybe, what can we have? We'll have something hang down from in between each of these, maybe. You guys are probably like, finish your rock. First time watching, Lynn. Oh, thank you for watching. I'm glad. You should try. They are, no, it better not look just like mine. Make it your own, first of all. But yes, I have always loved to doodle. We're just going to add tiny little hearts dangling here. Just a few. That way I can get through my rainbow one more time. But yes, this is just a starting point for you. I mean, this one looks nothing like the one I have over here. They'll all look unique and different. But if you give it a try, please come back and share. I love, love, love seeing the comments where you can see everybody's different takes and different ways that they do these. Okay, pardon my sniffle. I'm sorry. I've been trying to fight that. Okay, so we've got red, orange, yellow. So the hearts would be green. Those will be unique. So I'll save that. Then blue, then purple. And save the green because I just did those. So we'll do blue here. And that. And over here. There we go. We'll do purple in those little ones. Oh, thank you, Margie. I appreciate that. I'm glad you keep coming back to watch. It makes me, it's funny, I did my to-do list today, and this was the funnest thing on my to-do list. So that's why I'm on a little bit earlier today than normal, because I wanted to make sure that I got on and got to this heart today, because I gave a little sneak peek of it earlier this week. I think this one was my favorite of all 4 that I had done. This one's a little bit longer of a process. If you don't have time to do the whole thing in one sitting, you know, do your outline in one sitting, or, you know, do a couple layers. Don't force it. Okay, so we're done with our colors. I think I got all the spots that I wanted to fill. And now you just go back with your black, and you can kind of catch anywhere where you feel like you went over your line a little bit. Oh, Lynn, no, I didn't mean that either. I didn't mean copy. I just mean, if you want to try to do it exactly like this, that's fine too. I just mean, I want you to enjoy the process and really let you, don't feel like it needs to look exactly the same is more what I meant by that. Okay, so we're just going to go in here in a couple places where I snuck over the line, and I probably won't even keep you on the whole time I do this, because you can be as tedious or as, you know, over it as you want to be. Some days I'm like, I'm just done. I'm done with the rock. I'm going to hide it for a kid to find, you know. Doesn't need to be absolutely 100% perfect. It just depends on my mood as to how long I'll sit and clean up these lines. So with that, I'll leave a finished picture in the comments. Once I get done kind of cleaning a couple of these spots up, I'll probably go in and redo some of these lines in here. But feel free to share this into your rock painting groups, you know, your local groups, or if we have our rock painting tutorials group that we have attached to the page. If you haven't joined that, make sure you request to join. Lots of fun tutorials in there. Besides, you know, the ones I do, everybody's able to share tutorials that they find or create on their own. It's just called Rock Painting Tutorials. If you're on the page, it's linked to the page if you click on groups. Otherwise, you can just search Facebook for it. It will pop up. Just make sure that you answer the questions to expedite being added to the group. It just helps us keep, you know, spam type people out of the group. So I might tweak this a little bit more, but for the most part, I think we're good. I think we're done. Might add something fun over here. So make sure you check back and see, you know, and now that I'm looking at it, I won't keep you on for all that, but I think I'm going to add a little fun design because this part of the rock looks a little lonely. So thanks for joining me live, everybody that's here. And thanks for anybody that's watching the replay. I appreciate all of your comments and you sticking around. This one was a little bit of a longer rock, but I think it's worth giving it a try. So thanks again, everybody. We'll see you all soon.